Come on folks, welcome to another video. Behind me here we have the reception at Castillo Beach Apartments. Now if you come here to this resort, this is probably where you'll be dropped off. If you come in on a transfer coach, you get dropped off at the main door. The other option is to get a taxi, which is what we did from the airport. It cost us around €20. That included the tip for the driver, and we got dropped off here at the door. If you're getting the regular bus service here, that will drop you at the bus station. You will have a bit of a climb up to the reception here to check in. So on the left we have the Moon complex. On the right of the picture is Lake, which is where we're staying. So if I turn the camera around, down there you've got Park and Vistas, which are the other two parts of the complex. Sitting on the left there, we've got some of the sports facilities, and we'll have a wander down and I'll show you where the commercial centre is. Now that's in another video as well. We've actually ate there, and I can give you a few ideas which restaurants are pretty good. So this is just another look from the other side at the lake complex. As you can see, they're all gated. You get a key to get in after hours, and yeah, it's pretty secure. We've had no issues at all so far. So this part of the complex isn't part of ours. There are several next to each other. You can see this one, some of the grounds are in a bit of a state, need a bit of repair. Be careful when you're walking, because you've got things like that to consider. Obviously, because that's not part of Castillo Beach, then there's not much they can do about that. It's obviously a shared driveway. I don't know whether that's the local authority is supposed to look after it or not, but yeah, that's a part of the disappointment with the area. You know, some bits here, as you can see, it's not really very well kept. We've got a broken bench here, which I mean probably could be fixed fairly quickly and fairly easily, but is left. So to the left there you've got the Zanzibar and Nesta's. Nesta's we were going to go to for breakfast one day, but it was shut for a private function. We might give that a go another day. So we'll continue down towards the commercial centre here, and yet again another abandoned scooter. These things are an absolute menace. They're everywhere. If you're not getting run over by one, there's bound to be one just left somewhere for you to trip over. And hopefully that may be a fad that goes away soon, because they're a pain in the backside. So this is the Monte Castillo commercial centre. Plenty of bars, restaurants, things like that. So if you don't fancy cooking breakfast in your apartment, or even lunch, or even your evening meal, there's always a restaurant or a bar here, and all sorts of different things. Last night we came down here and we went to the Indian, which is Bollywood Spice. I've got to say, it was very good, and I'd recommend that. I'm not a massive fan of Indian food, but I certainly enjoyed mine. There's also Chaplin's Bar, which we've eaten at. I think we did a breakfast review of that, which, depending on the order I release these videos, will depend on whether you've seen it already or it'll be coming up soon. But yeah, there's plenty of choice down here. It's not too far to walk. Certainly a lot easier than going right into town. So we'll just continue walking around the commercial centre, and we'll go up the other side and I'll show you where the supermarkets are, because that's quite handy. Certainly as you're a good way out of town, you don't really want to be carrying bags of shopping. This little hike up to Castillo Beach is a pull enough without carrying a load of other stuff. So I'll take you up past the other bars and onto the supermarkets, and then we'll have a look around the area we're staying in, which is the lake area. So that's the view bar. We did have a drink there, very pleasant staff and reasonable prices. It says we'll come to the other side of Chaplin's there. Sign there for Bollywood spices as well. Again, good value for money. We weren't disappointed with the quality of the food either in Bollywood spices. Chaplin's was it's okay, but it is fairly cheap, so again, not a lot to worry about there. Supermarket, got your usual Hyperdino. We do like using these because you get a lot of fresh fruit and things like that in them. Really good quality products in there. A lot of English brands as well, but if you really want English food, over the other side there we've got the Brit Food supermarket as well. And one of those ATMs that everybody warns you about, don't use them because they'll rip you off. I suppose if you need the cash, you need the cash, don't you? But yeah, that's a little Brit supermarket. Not been in there, not tried it. We're quite happy using Hyperdino. Just round the corner we'll walk past Nesta's and Zanzibar. Now a friend of ours recommended Nesta's, and fortunately it still looks closed, and hopefully will reopen soon, as it is supposed to be quite good. And upstairs from that you've got Zanzibar again. Nice little bar there, good view out from that terrace across to the sea, and I'll spin the camera around in a minute and you can have a look. I've just got some music there just to give me harassment with the old copyright on YouTube, so I'll make this a short clip. So we've got some lovely palm lined roads here, can't complain about that. Lovely blue sky and palm trees, what more do you want? So there's the sign there for the Vistas complex, just further along that way. So there on your left, Vistas, and then if we look on your right over there, that's Park. So if you're interested while you're on holiday, there is a gym available. Let's have a quick peek in there. Personally, I don't think I'll be troubling that too much myself. So I've saved you from hearing me out of breath coming up the hill there, and we'll have a quick look at our own area. So there's reception, and we'll head along now towards where we're staying, which is Lake. Literally just along the road here. Not too onerous, to be honest, if you're on the same level and you're not having to drag your cases up or down. There are a few steps once you get to Lake, down from the bar, past the pool, and to your different chalets. I don't know what to call them, chalets, beach bungalows, I guess. They are quite basic. Some of them need a bit of refurbishment. I understand that some of them have been refurbished in recent years. Ours does look as if it could do with a little bit here and there. I've certainly seen worse on various videos. Our kitchen is fairly good. Again, shout out to Pete and Shell. They've stayed here twice now. They've been in two different areas. The first one looked quite tired. The second one looked better, but as I said, it was further out and didn't have any Wi-Fi. That is an issue where we are. We're pretty far away from reception, and despite each area supposedly having its own Wi-Fi, we found that I mean, you're lucky if you're getting 2 bars on the Wi-Fi, and it's not really that great. So thankfully, mobile data to the rescue. But here we go. Basically, we're pretty much here now. As I say, just a fairly short walk from reception, and we'll go through here now. This gate, as you can see, this one, it's got a lock there, so you can gain access with the key that they give you. You'll wonder why the one key won't fit the door of your apartment. It's because it fits that lock. So here we go. There's the bar and the pool. I'll give you some more shots of the pool shortly, but it is absolutely immaculate. As you can see behind me, this is the pool here in the lake part of the complex. Everything gets cleaned down every morning. Looks pretty nice, and I expect it'll be an unheated pool, which is part of the course in Fuerteventura. So you have to wait for the sun to get up, heat that water a little bit. Otherwise, it's a little bit nippy, but otherwise, it looks an absolutely fantastic pool. Also got a bar here, which isn't open, obviously, at this time of the morning. I'm recording this first thing, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and not quite open yet. You see the maids are out early, cleaning some of the chalets. You don't have to vacate until about 11, I believe. Depends on your flight. Our flight back to the UK is going to be much earlier than that, but chalets are usually only available from 3 p.m. If you just look there, there's another entrance there into the complex. Again, it's a lock gate on an evening, so yeah, 3 p.m. is when you can get access to your beach bungalow, and for us that meant waiting around for a couple of hours, which back in the UK were freezing. So I had a pair of jeans on and t-shirt, hoodie and things like that. But yeah, sitting out in the heat here in Fuerteventura, it was a bit warm with long trousers on. So probably if you come in this time of year, in your hand luggage, stick some shorts. You can always go and change, and that'll make things a whole lot more bearable. So this is our bungalow there, number 93. So this is our beach bungalow. You can see, here we are. Kitchen. The kitchen's not too bad on first appearances. We've got cupboards, obviously, full of everything, which is really interesting because when it comes to the cutlery, it's run too nice. You've got a cooker there, microwave, toaster, kettle. There's a juicer as well. Fridge, obviously, which works. Bins under the sink there. You've got this bed here, which folds out. It's your sofa for the day. As you can see, it's not in fantastic condition. I would say that was the same for everything really. Everything's just a little bit tired, but it's alright if you're just going to use this as we're using it as a base while you go and do something else during the day. So through to the bedroom, and you've got, well, it's actually Seems to be two mattresses together, as per normal. Do have a bedside cabinet either side. Again, you've got a fan here and a light, which there's no air conditioning in these rooms, but that fan's pretty good actually. Certainly we found it this time of year you don't really need the fan on at all. Again, things like the windows, a little bit tired. You do have a wardrobe there. Just take all of our clothes. So that's pretty much the bedroom. As you can see from the walls, yeah, rough plaster, very rustic looking, I think is the polite term. Same throughout the rest of the bungalow. Onto the bathroom now. Not fantastic. Again, a bit tired. Certainly could do with re-grouting. You can see there's been things fastened there and removed and all the rest. Very small bath. There is a shower. The shower works really well actually. Nice and hot. And you've got your full, well, mirror there with the basin. That's not too bad, except for, if you see, is again, things are a little bit tired, bit of wear and tear. However, it is super cheap. So as I say, it is super cheap. You have to remember that this is a £600 holiday including the flights. When you break that down, the accommodation for the week comes in at something like £220, something like that for the week. Don't think that's too bad. And again, it was clean enough when we came in the first day. The maid had been in and you could smell it had been disinfected throughout. It was nice sort of clean smell in here. You couldn't really complain about that. If you are staying here, however, do bring certain things. There are no toiletries like you would get in a hotel, so bring hand soap, bring all your shower gels, things like that. There is a hairdryer in the bathroom, however things there's no iron or anything like that, so if you bring a travel iron but there isn't an ironing board to use, we've put some towels on the table to iron anything that we needed there. That way there are like a few other things you think, well, yeah, could do with a few other bits and pieces here, but generally it's not bad. So that's one more thing to consider if you're thinking about Castillo Beach Bungalows. You're right on the flight path and you do get the planes coming over the top of where you're staying, so that can disturb your peace if you're bothered by that type of thing. So overall, would we recommend Castillo Beach Bungalows? Well, if you're not too fussy about the condition of the property you're staying in and you just want a base and you're looking for something on a budget, then definitely it is worth considering. If you like everything tip top, prim and proper, this is not going to be the place for you.